Alright, let's go. Nope. Woo. Alright, let's build up our burning swords. Thank you. Now we parry that, and we beat the crap out of him. Alright, we gotta make sure that our shields recover because we're kind of low and we went straight at him with low shields. Why are the burning swords lasting for only a couple of seconds? Hey, how you doing? Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Look at that form. Give him a beat down. We don't even have to go near this guy. We could just use bomb. Just do like that slow walk of coolness, and then we just like kind of keep rocking it on him, and then curing it with second wind. Oh, he's dead. Didn't even need to touch him. Hey man, I know you're not dead. You can also tell if they're still alive if they are kind of like are still proccable or aimable. Because of his attacks, right, what's happening right now is he's getting slowed down because he's targeting me with powerful attacks. So literally I could just dance around him. Oh man, I almost killed myself! I forgot that I'm using my health to trigger shots. Oh god, I just tried to parry. What is going on? I keep forgetting that I've got this little issue with my control scheme where for some reason... Hey, how you doing? For some reason when I like block or parry and take a hit, or like for some reason I just parry out of nowhere, then it completely disrupts my momentum. Nope. Oh shit. And right now, thanks to the negative build-up effect that we've got from one of our upgrades, we are getting energy every time we proc a negative status effect. And because of the Sovereign gear, we can cause ourselves to constantly have a constant supply of energy. Give me a beatdown. I kind of need to heal. I need some stuff. Thank you. Now this built-up Burning Sword combo, once you unlock the Burning Sword enhancements, it gives you 3 different special effects, plus the heal, plus shield restore. Oh, he's not bad. 5% damage increase for every shield. I prefer token when it comes to the Sovereign build, because once you've got the Sovereign build going with that end token supply bonus, you get a massive amount of tokens, and Novak becomes a bit of a joke. We don't want any weapon that causes our blocking attacks to lose, to use less shields. Do you know why this is? Because Burning Swords cannot be built unless the attack is registered. It has to take a shield to build a Burning Sword. Anything that makes you take less shields, especially that one upgrade in the upgrade tree, will actually mess with your ability to build Burning Swords. It is a deficit, not a benefit. So unless you're doing your very first round, you never take a weapon that makes you use 1 less shield for a block, or any less shields for a block. Unless it's the very beginning of the game and you don't have Burning Swords yet. If you don't have Burning Swords, by all means go for it. It's a great bonus. Late game, don't pick it. You are not going to be able to proc your special abilities like Second Wind's special ability effects. You can't power them up with Burning Swords. So you won't be able to trigger Protection from Ki Blast. You won't be able to trigger Arsenal from Spinning Mine. You won't be able to trigger Second Wind's 3 different procs of Symbiosis, Regeneration, and Vampirism. And you won't be able to trigger Fury from Rocket Fist. So do not pick a weapon that causes you to take 1 less block per hit. Because that's not a benefit, it's a deficit. Okay, so this one though, a 5% for every shield. This one increases for every shield you have. It's a pretty good weapon. The Stagger's a bit of an okay thing, it's not all that fantastic. This one's got a wonderfully large magazine and will be effective against late game enemies of machines and humans. However, we don't have either of these right now. So Then again, we do have human enemies, actually. I guess these guys, I'm thinking of the soldiers at the end game. What am I saying? Alright, so we do have human enemies now, but that 25% bonus on top of that 10, so what would that be exactly? 2.5 additional damage, so it'll be 12.5 per shot. So, that's okay. That's not exactly gonna make our day. Whereas 5% per shield. So we've got 5 shields right now. At least I think it's only 5 shields, but at minimum. Plus, when you proc protection, you get additional shields, so your damage goes up. So right now we have an additional 25% damage if we're sitting at 5 shields. So, this weapon also gets buffed, but against every enemy, not just specific ones. Mutants, humans, and robots. So, we definitely want to go with this one. And then we'll use the negative proc status building from our bomb arm to recover our energy, and then I will show you protection boost. Oh, we got a nice bit of cash already. Oh man. Oh, what should we do here? Because we don't have a giant amount of cash, and mutations can make a huge difference. If we opt out of going for the spinning machine and go for a rarity, like our blur helm's already at maximum, which to its secondary effects are actually really good. It adds attack speed, it adds bonus damage, it's actually a really good equipment item. Even in its primary form, the blur arms they're okay on their own, but it's the secondary effects. So certain implants, their abilities only really shine when you have them upgraded, which is kind of why I keep myself locked to certain updates, because what I do is I lock my ACF. So when locking the ACF, you prevent something from updating without your permission, but I have to go through a whole rigmarole in order to get that thing to work kind of stably. So you just keep a backup copy, and then you let Steam update the new thing, but then you go back to your old version, and then you relock that ACF. So right now, in the next update, what's currently happened is they have automatically unlocked the secondary effects for the armor. So what has happened is now that whole working up and building up to having that incredible new ability and power and feeling like you worked for it, now you get it for free. So it kind of takes a little bit of the danger out for me, because once you unlock the secondary effects on your gear, you have nothing to fear. Like most of the time, you'll be able to pass every level. The secondary effects are really strong, and once you unlock synergy, things like the Sovereign gear triples your effects. But yeah, you can download stuff from SteamDB, which is like where Steam keeps all of its backup files for every game you've ever seen. Has an older version of it on the net. So if you missed something from you think to yourself, oh wait, I really like this one thing in here, that I really love this one game, and but then they updated it, and now it's like, oh, no, I can never get it back. You can actually. If it's like an online game though, unless your friend has exactly the same type of thing, like it's a co-op or a multiplayer, you're not exactly going to be able to play with them or other people. So if it's like a single player game and you really enjoyed that previous update, then you can go to SteamDB. It's a little bit of a process. It's not, nothing's really all that complicated. It's like, you gotta go into stuff thinking, I can do this. Because if you go into it thinking, holy shit, that's complicated, then that sometimes gets in the way of actually doing it. So, SteamDB gives you access to the ability to download any prior version of any game that you own. And you can then go to your ACF file in your Steam downloads and lock it. So it will never be able to update without your permission, allowing you to keep your game at the level you want it. It's very important you lock it, because if you don't lock it, it'll automatically update, and you will have to re-download from SteamDB. Anyway, I think we're gonna go for implants. That is my historical lesson on Steam. Okay, so I think we're gonna avoid mutations. It's far too kind of rickety. There's too many options. So in terms of it's got a bunch of negative side effects. Plus, we would have to spin probably 100,000 times to get an actual mutation. So, now we have control over what we want to get. When time is slowed down for any reason, all income... Yeah, whoa! That's really... Wait, they call it the Speed Force? That's beautiful. It's like the Flash. It makes sense because everything looks like it's slowed down to absolutely nothing. That's really cool. 50% reduced damage is not exactly a joke either. But, whew, Sovereign Legs, holy. Upgraded burners. The buildup of burn on enemies is accelerated by 50%. Prevents death, consumes all energy to heal you. This is not a bad one, but the thing is that that's only really useful when you don't have the negative proc buildup side effects. So you get an upgrade in the upgrade tree that lets you move to a certain percentage of your energy cell for each and every negative status effect you have. So 1% a negative equals 1% energy cell. 100% a negative equals 100% energy cell. Once you have that, the thing about the Thunder God Heart is that its secondary effects are awesome. Energy accumulation obviously will still work really well with punches, and also even with that negative build-up status effect, because it'll be 50% to your every 1%, so you're getting 1.5%, at least as far as I brain calculate anyway. So, plus, with Thunder God Gear, having that extra energy cell, plus Sovereign Heart will triple. So it's not one energy cell if you've got Sovereign Gear, it's 3. Same with Guardian Armor as well. And if you've got Gunslinger, it gives you 3 augmentations as opposed to 1. Plus the whole explosion or radius increase, the energy damage increase, those are really cool too. And in the beginning, if you're not able to actually regenerate your energy very well, it does give you an augmentation that lets you restore your energy for every roll you do, but only 10% chance, which is a lot lower than it sounds, because it's more like a 1%. So, right now though, Sovereign Legs is freaking amazing. It procs every 4 seconds a stun that will shockwave the entire area and prevent enemies from attacking or moving. However, because of the way these legs work, when it procs, anybody who's about to hit you to build up your burning swords will not. So, this interferes with building up burning swords. So you gotta be very sure that this is what you want. And you gotta work it so that it doesn't interfere with the build. It's a bit difficult, but it's very strong, because it procs 70 points of shock across all enemies, and with upgrades it goes right up to 175. Plus the 15% increase of implant effectiveness with secondary upgrades shoots right up to 37% per piece of Sovereign Gear. So, with 3 pieces of Sovereign Gear, without even adding that 7%, we already got 90%. And then we've got 117%, if I've done my math right. So, which I probably haven't. I think I fucked it up. Wait, not 117. Alright, so, what is it? 111%. Where did I get 170% from? Okay, so 117% from 3 pieces of Sovereign Gear is a massive bonus. That's doubling every effect on every piece of gear, including the Sovereign Legs. So, now 175, now we're not adding the 11%, but plus 100% becomes over 300 points of status proc. And that will proc everyone with shock. Everyone will be procced with shock status, and that for each and every hit that they take, they will lose health. For each hit that they miss, they will lose health. And when it builds up proc completely, goes full circle twice, it explodes. And that's really nice. So, plus the ability to get an implant rarity of choice plus 1 multiplies by 3, because we've got the triple implant bonus, thanks to Sovereign's pieces and its special synergy. So, with this, we get the ability to make 3 pieces of gear rare 3 times. so we could probably proc these legs up. Maybe close to Maximus at 1 star now. Then we've got the rest of our gear. I'm not quite sure where the rarity is on that though. Alright, but this one's kinda cool though. So I'm figuring that I'm not too interested in this because our energy build-up's pretty cool. And the thing is, the Thunder God head is actually really, really good. And so is the Thunder God body. But like with the legs proccing the shock already, that would be a little bit of overkill. What I prefer is the Sovereign chest piece. With a Sovereign chest piece, you can get an augmentation that allows you to reduce damage right up to 75% for the amount of tokens you have. So, and trust me, you're gonna have a lot of tokens with this build. So right now, what we're gonna go for is... oh, well, we're gonna go for Sovereign legs. I don't know what our last build piece is gonna be. Sovereign Heart gives us a lot of access to the ability to regenerate our personal energy points, just like the Burning Arm does. Or the Bomb Arm. But it's also really broken. If I choose the Sovereign Heart, I'll show you later why it's broken. Especially when combined, once you get Second Wind and negative status energy effect, you are pretty much going to win every single battle without really touching anything. So I think for the sake of showing you just how broken that is, I'm going to forgo Thunder God art, go with Speed Force instead because that's freaking cool. 50% reduced damage is insane. Okay, so... now, the thing is, when you buy it from the shop, you don't get the triple proc. You'll see in a minute what I mean. Alright, so this is what happens. Unfortunately, you don't get the triple proc off of that. So, when you find this type of stuff, be very sure that's what you want, because you can't upgrade the rarity from there. Same with augmentations, so finding the stuff naturally, because of that bug, might be a better choice. Unless you don't care about getting a triple rarity upgrade. Or a triple augmentation or triple mutation. Like, Sovereign pairing up with every other piece of gear is insane. Because if it pairs up with Guardian, you get, for each and every Guardian piece, 3 shields. I'm sorry I'm over-explaining like this, but I figure that this is exactly how I do things, so why not? I just love over-explaining, I guess. Everything I've learned. Wait, what the hell? Are we still here? We haven't even reached Asteroid. He's just gonna get destroyed. Oh shit, we don't have enough for Bloom. Oh, god damn. Well, I don't think... oh, you know what? We don't even have Bloom yet. And plus the maximum health to allow for more augmentations and mutations, since we haven't purchased the ability for tolerance towards those things. Hey, how you doing? Already this is insanely strong because we can just remove the proc. We can literally kill him just like this. It works for every boss. Like, we don't even have to go near him. Like, that's it. The fight's done. We don't have to go near him. Those two upgrades, when they pair up with each other, they are entirely broken. But as you can see, that's quite strong. That is frickin' strong.
It's hard to find good help these days.
God damn it, it was muted. Ah! Okay. We have the mutants coming up. Also, Volkov, all of your help are essentially trapped prisoners. What are you expecting? These people aren't here willingly. You've trapped them all here, you madman. Not much of a need for like kind of strategy going on here. We could just beat the crap out of everybody. If we want to get fancy, we can do this. But remember, please stay out of the way of Bomb. Also, depending on the version you have, Bomb was actually super dangerous at one point. But it's still kind of dangerous now. Because bomb can affect you, so when they explode, don't be near them. And don't put on people who can dash towards you really fast unless you can get out of the way really fast. Unless you want to end your run early. So, right arm Sovereign. Legs, oh, left arm Sovereign. Legs Sovereign. Oh. We're okay with our Proccin. We're gonna upgrade this because this will reduce the amount of burn we get for each and every time we use the arm, which lets us use it multiple times. We still build up our energy, but we get to use it more times before having to use second wind to take off that proc. So, we have a choice between a melee weapon and an implant. Now, an implant would actually be really awesome, but if we get an agent, we can also pick up an implant from him, rip it straight out of his soul. Now, the thing about a good melee weapon is that you don't actually have to use the melee weapon. If you use Circular Kick, you don't use the durability. And you still proc the side effects of the weapon. So, we're gonna forgo an implant, which doesn't seem like a good idea at first, but we're really powerful right now. And if we get an agent, we're gonna get an implant anyway. Now then. Whoops, let's get that. Just roll towards this. That could be either tokens, health, or data. So, rather you should save that. If you don't have the ability to restore your health under any other circumstance, like with Second Wind, save it for picking it up last if you get those special Kenku boxes, because they can contain health. And you don't want to be picking it up when you've got full health, because it's just a waste then. Thanks to the Blur Helmet, we're also generating flame for each and every shot we're making. And with the legs, we're also proccing shock. Right now, it looks like that Blur Spine is putting in some serious work. Alright, let's see what we got. Ah, we don't have the multiple melee weapons yet. 33% damage to enemies with vulnerability. Builds up vulnerability on enemies already suffering from it. Well, we don't have vulnerability build up on anything, so doesn't matter to us. The damage resistance off of this could be cool, but yeah, it procs up vulnerability only. Great damage, good speed. It's even faster somehow than a one-handed blade. But this builds up bleed and vulnerability. Its durability is 41 versus 55. Damage to enemies with bleed builds up. See, we can't cause bleed, so that's not gonna exactly help us. And since we don't have multiple melee weapons, we can't proc bleed up on an enemy and then use this, which would combo up nicely. So we got a bit of a bad roll with this, so we're gonna skip it entirely. We lost out on an implant, but I'll show you why having a good secondary, or sorry, melee weapon is actually really, really good. Now then, let's see if we can get a nice primary weapon. Just stay out of the way of all this. Thank you, goodbye. We're gonna build up burning shields right now. I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, after we take this out. We're gonna pick that up now because our health is kind of low. I'm gonna show you in a second why we want to build up burning shields. Because not only do we get... Oh, you ass! So not only do we get a build up... Come towards me. Oh god, Blur is really messing me up actually. Oh, well, we can't build up burning swords now, unfortunately, because they're moving so slow that I think molasses would move faster. Well, I hope you guys all like moving slower than slow. I think a snail would probably move fast by now. Move right past them. Anyway. So, here we go. My controls don't work sometimes very well for some reason. At later levels, I don't know what it is, but it can kind of get a little bit messed up. Hi. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. Now I'm going to show you what this does. Now we get Arsenal off of Spinner Mine. Arsenal gives us infinite ammo. And propped up with Blurhead, you can pretty much see that it turns this fight into a joke. Now, give me your heart, thank you. Let's see, Torso Gunslinger. Remember, we triple. So, we will get 3 augmentations out of this, plus the side effects of this armor is shield recovery speed, range damage, maximum sidearm ammo, plus augmentation tolerance. It's very good, and the drone itself is really good as well, because an upgrade on that drone lets you get primary ammo when an enemy is defeated by the drone with a certain augmentation. However, we can proc Arsenal, so this might not be entirely necessary. With Hard Source, we get 3 different mutations. We will end up taking 35% more damage, but we get the Incubator, and the Incubator spawns spawns allies that our enemies will be occupied by, allowing us to do our work. However, since everyone is slowed down to the point where I think that they're almost going backwards, we are probably not going to benefit too much over that, aside from the mutation. Thunderguard Torso, though, is really, really good. So, but what we are optimally after is the Sovereign Torso. So the thing is, we will take an additional 35% damage from every source, but we will end up saving our slot for the possibility of Sovereign. The safest bet would be between Torso of the Thunder God and Torso of the Gunslinger, but then I can't show you what Sovereign Heart does, which is broken as hell. So, well, let's see. I did want to show you Sovereign Torso, but it's not entirely necessary to show you that. It's not like a terribly broken thing, although 75% is a huge damage reduction. But with a 35% additional damage taken from Source Heart anyway, it's gonna take away all that bonus. So it's gonna be like, what are we getting after that? We're getting like, what, 40% damage reduction? So, let's get triple augmentations. The drone fires an incendiary round at the strongest enemy every 5 seconds. Oh god, okay. The drone fires an armor-piercing round. Build-up burn on enemies accelerated by 50%. Increases the damage of dash attack by 50%, creates a spreading wave. Like, that's not bad at all either. But we will be able to acquire more ammo using this method here. At least we'll have a consistent ammo gain if anybody survives us for that long. We do have the ability to proc Arsenal, but there's not really much of a kind of consistency for that right now, unless we can get every single block, build us up to 5 burning swords, and then proc Spinning Mine.
I'm not saying I'm disappointed, Morgan, but I am.
We are Volkov.
Kill them in your sleep.
What the hell are you talking about? They died very easily. Okay, so mutation will probably that will take us down a little bit. Plus, we have no resilience to it. A good sidearm can make a big difference. A little bit of bonus procs to it, maybe even a high refire magazine, maybe an Uzi or something. But the mutation shop can also give us a good bunch of different bonuses. Especially that Berserker one for 5% damage for every hit. You just can't dodge though. It best pairs up with the one that builds your armor for every negative status effect. However, oh damn, I don't know now. Because I'm trying to also save my cash, but we should build up enough cash. We have one more implant that we need. So there's a possibility of an agent on that run, but then for the mutations we can actually get a good bunch of bonuses. So let's go with this and risk the loss of an agent, because we did just recently get an agent, so there's a very low probability of doubling going into another one. That's a good one. Reduces our maximum health, but gives you invulnerability for 5 seconds. Oh, this one's gonna... Alrighty. Let's see now. 60 points decreased movement speed, no thanks. Alright, these were all worthless, should have just gone for the sidearm. We don't want to take anything that decreases our base movement speed, because that makes you roll slower. So, that was useless. Anywho. Augmentation? I think definitely. Plus we could have gotten that 20% supply thanks to our Sovereign's augmentations. God damn. Anyway, no point in sitting and worrying about it. Whew, look at that build burn up. Build burn up. Burn up build. Whew. Just gotta give him a beatdown of a lifetime. And there he goes. Oh, we built up bleed on ourselves though. There we go. Nope. Now then. Thank you. Crony, are you even aiming at anybody that is not half dying? Why are you like this? So, how are you guys doing? Life treating you good? How you feeling? Okay, I get it. Feeling a little down. Oh no, the flash feels. Ow. Now listen, I need you. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Definitely don't want... Oh, wait, no, actually, maybe we do. This is going to ensure, well, a Sovereign implant plus a 20% increase to its rarity. Yep, I think we definitely want that one. There you go, a blue Spike of Doom. Mutation or augmentation? I mean, what do we want to go for? I mean, again, a good mutation can make all the difference, but comes with negative procs. And the chance of a bad mutation also doesn't exactly seem like a good trade-off for a good augmentation. Oh, damn, goddamn, I have no idea what I should be doing right now. Do we? Okay, so the only amount of good upgrades we can get now, like there's a good few we can get that would really be helpful. But let's risk it with a mutation. Oh my god.
All their attacks are electrical, and they themselves are immune to electricity. What a shock, right?
Volkov! Why is he like this? Well, you see that thing above there? Once it's destroyed, he will take full damage. We can destroy it early, if we target it. But we do so much damage, we can just keep punching him until it's destroyed. Thanks to the blur gear, all our attacks are enhanced, depending on how far the attack chain is. And we got an extra second to that attack chain. Thanks to the synergy. I'm not sure what the full synergy of Blur does though. Never really gotten that far with it. But right now our attack speed is because of the Blur gear. That's its secondary effects, and unlocking that early is exactly why I'm not too hot for the latest patch. Oh, here we go. No shit. Okay. Can I build up stuff? If I block, lol, he didn't take any burning shields off, so I actually doubt that he's able to build up burning shields on me with his shots. Yeah, he can't. Okay, so we're just gonna pummel him to death. Alright, do you want to build up my stuff? Yeah, good. Yep. Well, you alright there? Okay. Oh, never mind. Drone has kind of gotten involved. Oh, this poor fucking guy. Blur's spine just destroys the game. Ah, thanks, man. Now, to show you what this does. Now, also for upgrading all of our implants. Torso Gunslinger, bleed points, drone damage, drone cooldown. We're gonna definitely make that better. Drones cooldown for firing, absolutely. Right up to elite at 2.5 seconds with 250 bleed points and 100 points of drone damage. Droney, you are now completely almighty. For each and every shield capacity decreased, maximum health is decreased by 15%, attack speed decreases by 25%. God, the amount of insane damage we would deal. But this is for every active shield that our base damage goes up. We got no gear that really increases that aside from protection. Movement speed is increased by 30%. Shield capacity is decreased by 1. We hardly ever end up having to use our shields, and the extra movement speed will certainly be really, really good. However, we'll lose 5% off our primary weapons worth of damage. Oh man, I don't know what to do here. Base damage reduced by 30%, which means you only get 20% bonus damage, but when we proc protection, our damage goes up. But then attack speed increase, I mean, that is awesome, because that means that our natural increase to our attack speed, thanks to Blur Gear, will go up by additional 25%, but I mean, it's already pretty insane. Plus the mutation's gonna take off of health already, so... Movement speed increased by 30%, at least keeps us out of harm's way. But that also decreases our damage by 5% of our firearm, whereas the other upgrade gives us an increase to our damage. So, well, I'll normally usually go for a speed boost because I think that works out extraordinarily well. I think that offensive defense is something we're going to go for right now. And look at those tokens, by the way. That's the Sovereign's implant. If you don't take any damage, you get 40%. If you take damage, you get 20% of your total tokens you've got in stock. Now, I know this might not make sense, but I might actually skip on the augmentation this run. 1, because it will decrease our health, and 2, because we are not really in need of any more augmentations right now. It's not like a priority, but a good secondary can make a big, big difference. Not that we're even really needing it. But when it comes to Novak, we might. And especially when it comes to the other room, because right now this is still the mutation room. And especially the end fight. The end fight, we might definitely need it. Oh, we're gonna want to definitely be proccing that. Now to show you what this does. Alright, watch this insanity. Right, now I'm just spamming Second Wind. Now imagine if Second Wind had that upgrade that gives you 1 point of health or 2 points of health for every time you spam it. Your health bar will become infinite. Now if you had the mutation that gives you 20 points of negative proc for every single negative proc you've got, and every time you get a negative proc, at most I've been able to get 2000 armor just from spamming it naturally. Now with Arsenal, this would definitely be very nasty, but this will give us a bonus shield which increases our base damage to both our hands and to our primary weapon. Plus it's a large mag. And that's 5 points also of burn per shot. And I mean not just 5 points for every shot, I mean for every point of damage is 5 points. Now, we can upgrade our health in totality, but we have enough tokens to actually go and buy, I think, everything at the bar. I don't think we have Golden Bloom, though. Now, Lightning in a Bottle to give ourselves an extra energy bar. And Liquid Flame, 10% damage to all and you know what? That's just without even thinking. That's a good idea. So, Toxic Swamp, adds 15. We can actually just buy everything behind the bar. This adds a bunch of effects, status effects. We get an increase to our total health with a beautiful 69 underneath our 472 tokens. It's been a hard day. We're gonna buy everything up behind the bar before we beat the living crap out of Whisper, who's going to tell us about all our soul sins and how our future is doomed. And then they're gonna die and split into multiple pieces and die again. And you know how that's gonna happen? Without even going near them. Allow me to show you how you can deal with every boss without even going near them. Now, the danger with this is that if Whisper comes near you while you're doing that, like charges towards you, it goes very, very nasty. However, if you just do this, you're totally fine. And there you go. Whisper is no more. They didn't even get a chance to tell us about how doomed we are. I guess we predicted their future before they predicted ours. Now then, let's see if we can get a decent... Oh, this one's not bad at all. Allow me to show you how you can use a melee weapon without breaking it by using its secondary effects solely. Now then, this is a good one. Our one that we've got now, and the rest of these kind of suck. So, we're gonna stick with this. Now then, what are we gonna be upgrading? No, I don't really care too much about that. So, either Leg Shock or Heart Sovereign. Now, you've seen how broken that is. We had a few ways we could have killed Whisper. With Blur Spine, though, it's so ridiculous, actually. Blur Spine is not even ridiculous, it's almost overpowered, because I've never realized how powerful Blur Spine actually is, because I kept hitting rejection bonuses, and I would reject the gear I didn't want, so I decided to stop doing that. And now, I try different builds because I didn't start rejecting those gear pieces. I just try different stuff, and that's the thing, is what we all end up doing is we find a build we like, and then we stick to it, and we don't try different builds. But at least that's what happens to me. But I think you can get the idea of how absolutely ridiculously powerful Sovereign Heart is. With the proc that builds up your negative status effects and builds up your energy, combine that with Second Wind, and you've got yourself the ability, or actually even combine that with a negative status proc from the mutation that gives you armor for every negative status effect of 20 points, and I mean every negative status effect that ever procs. So, it goes up by 20 every single time. Now, combine that ridiculous amount of armor with Berserker Rage, and for every time you take a hit, it's 5% bonus damage. You get yourself a build that is ridiculously powerful. Or, you can also get the one that trades your tokens for damage, and with Sovereign's build, you turn all those tokens, for every 15 tokens you get 2% bonus damage, and I imagine you have 12,000 tokens. How much damage do you think that is? Alright, let's give them the beatdown of a lifetime. I'm just gonna start spamming this, because I don't exactly have armor to work with, so I'm just kinda gonna use this. Hi guys. Oh, shit! I forgot it used my health. Okay, now we're just gonna do this, so we can do this, and we spam this, and we keep getting energy back. You can see how kind of broken this is, right? And you can keep going right up until just before it reaches the, so you see that circle is moving across, right? You see that big circle with the frozen snowflake. Stop before it fully completes to ice, or you will explode with ice. You'll become a snowman, and not in a fun way. Although I'm not sure if it's fun to become a snowman. Alright, let's get into it. 1,168 tokens. Now you're gonna see what 20% or 40% of that is if we can avoid taking a hit, which we probably could with our freezing breath that we get off of Sovereign Heart. Falcon! Why? What are we huffing? I know you can turn it off. I kind of like the whole B-movie scripting. And I like B-movie as well. Damn, look at that damage. Oh man, we took a hit, so I can't show you how that works. But anyway. Observe the spam. I'm sure you won't think that this is obnoxiously broken at all. Oh shit! Woo! Now what's happening is I don't seem to have any autonomy over my movement very much right now, so I actually gotta be careful of that, because that can get me killed alone. I could just pretty much sit still here though. Everybody's dead. Oh, what the fuck? 200 per shot, magazine 6. If we get arsenal, I mean, this will deal a ton of damage. This restores durability of the equipped melee weapon, so we'd be able to use it and restore our weapon as well. You gain 2 shields and you get 1 burning sword. I mean, I kind of like this one. Like, this does excessive amounts of raw damage, but this gives you bonuses just for existing on you. That's alright. Now, the best type of weapon with the Sovereign Bolt is the one that gets stronger for each and every kind of token that you have, getting either 0.5% or 0.75%. I doubt we're gonna get a better melee weapon than this, but I'll show you in a second why we like using this. Never mind, he's dead. Alright, now I need you to see this, right? So what's happening right now is the secondary effect of that is proccing. And this deals poison damage and builds up all negative status effects that they have. And we are not breaking our weapon because we are circular kicking. And even if we use it to fight with, it's not going to make a difference. Plus we can build up protection. Now, because of our chosen primary weapon. Oh my god, where'd he go? He's kind of dead. He exploded. Ow. Oh, he's back there. What the fuck? Blue Spine is so broken. Everyone's just standing still. Now, we're going to restore our weapon. Do we even need to have it equipped though? I wonder. We have to have it equipped. Okay. What? Oh shit! Why am I taking damage? Oh, because it was obviously reloading. Okay. Now, we've restored the durability on our melee weapon, so we are perfectly fine. We can use our fists for this. Hey, how you doing, man? Listen, about all of your life choices, we need to discuss why you like using Thunder Rods. Today is a therapy session. Johnny, you're interrupting. Now, we did have a discussion about all of your current okay. Well, I guess I'll just take your shit. Now then, Heart Sovereign or Or bomb proc. I guess we could just spam that on Novak if we're feeling really frosty. And our health is still at 69. Fury duration is increased by 200% while you have Fury. Well, yeah, we can build a Fury with a Rocket Fist, but no one's going to actually be able to hit us because time is frozen, just like our heart. Hitting an enemy deals plus 120% damage as electric damage. It creates a chain that creates chain lightning. We don't fucking really need that. No one can actually move anyway. So we're just gonna stay with this, since we can also build up protection off of it. Which increases our base damage further, by the way. Oh, we definitely don't need more ammo. We'll go for an augmentation. I feel like we don't have any rejection bonuses for that, because that's one of the things where having a rejection bonus would actually be really good. Because the rejection bonus to it gives you a whole full shield and energy cell. And with protection procced on us, all damage is reduced by 50%, and when time is slowed, that's an additional 50% reduction to damage. So, how much damage do you think we're even actually taking? Now then, let's rebuild up our proc. Now, why don't you guys give me a hit? Let's see what damage do you actually do. Barely anything. We are reducing so much damage, it's pretty much non-existent at this point. No, let me dash. There we go. Thank you. Building up all that proc. Now then, we switch so that we don't accidentally... No, wait, let's recover it first. And then we'll switch. Because each and every shot... Oh, shit! We need to let reload properly. Alright, now we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Plus, we're getting a burning sword back every time, so we're actually going to be doing a lot of healing without even trying. And without dying. So, we've got something that lets us control our health flow, so if we had something like Gunslinger Heart, we'd be able to proc it quite easily. Now then, meet my... Oh fuck, never mind. What the fuck? Oh man. I just need to exist at this point. There, thank you. Finish you off, and... well, they're all pretty dead now. Extended mag. Receive universal ammo for ending a fight. Increase the damage of a dash attack by 50%. Create a spreading wave that creates knockdown. It knocks down enemies and deals 25% of damage to surrounding targets. Sidearm magazine increased by 30%. Ammo drop by enemies increased by 25%. This is a pretty cool one. Not that anyone actually lasts all that long. The sidearm magazine increased by 30% on this Uzi. That'll be pretty nuts. Plus the base bonus to the ammo we're already collecting of 20. What is that, an additional 5? No, it's less than that. Because it's 25%, right? No, actually it is. It will be an additional 5. Alright, completely understood. Now then, what should we be picking? Increases the damage of a dash attack by 50%. It creates a spreading wave that knocks down enemies. Oh, you know what? Let's just go with this. And as you can see, our tokens in the corner aren't exactly going to be stopping a ginormous gathering at this time. Like, it's just over 2,500 tokens, and it gets more and more as time elapses. And if you don't take any damage, that 20% turns to 40%. Fortunately, we didn't get any weapons that benefit off of that kind of token amount, but we can buy nearly virtually everything, so I'm kind of fine with the results. Now then, let's build up more protection proc. Because we currently have 100%, like, it doesn't seem to quite work as you would think, so it's not like 100% protection, meaning all damage no longer goes through, but it's still a massive damage protection. Where the fuck are you going? Why are you like this? Come back! Never mind, something else killed it. Alright, we're just gonna do that. And then we're going to be proccing our protection so that we don't accidentally die. Alright, protection's back up and proc. Now we take care of this guy. We're pretty much the Flash at this point. Alright, now we take you down with our firearm. Our primary weapon will be restoring our weapon's durability. Oh shit. Now then. We can keep proccing all of this stuff on ourselves, restoring our energy. And building up our protection and restoring our weapon, and they're all frozen in time. They can't move, and the fields are freezing. So, they'll be even slower. They'll be taking damage from all of our side procs. Aw, man, I reset it. Be careful of doing that, by the way. If you double proc on the circle, you do get like a super proc. I can't exactly remember exactly what each one does. But it resets the whole progress on it. So that whole big double circle you got stopped just before the end, so that you got yourself a massive circle to work with. Whew. Now then. Now we restore the durability on our melee weapon. Now we do this as well. Restore our energy, and then so we can spam second wind. Plus he'll take a ton of damage. And now he's already on his ass! Ooh! Oh, that was so close. Okay, be careful of going near them also when they're proccing like that, because that can actually kill you. Kinda forgot about that. What the fuck are you doing? You're doing gymnastics while you're frozen halfway in the air. And I don't really care. Give me your face. Thank you. I'm gonna search your chest cavity, and I found something good. Let's see. Left arm, right arm, legs. Be able to spam bomb proc, but I'm not sure if we care about that a lot, so let's just go with Sovereign Legs. Because when it comes to Novak, we're just gonna defeat him with a whole bunch of pro. What did you have here? High-powered rifle, okay. Hey, how are you doing? It looks like all those procs kind of stopped. No, shit, never mind. Now listen. I tried to have a discussion with your friend earlier. He wouldn't listen. So, I'm just gonna take your crap and move on. Now then. 140 points of electrical proc. Oh my god. I think that's pretty much game at this point. We're gonna buy out the bar, and then we're going to be dealing an insane amount of damage. We're probably gonna use our rifle to end this. Alright, what do we get out of this? Nothing we actually care about. It's just a money machine. Oh, time to buy at the bar again. Maximize protection, fury, extra health, another lightning. Oh, lightning in a bottle. Another energy cell. Oh. And now we're going to be deleting Novak. We have actually multiple choices on how to do this. We can apply bomb, we can just defeat him with Sovereign's Heart, pretty much turning him into a frozen piece of machinery, like he'll just pretty much be absolutely dead, no matter what we choose. Essentially, we can turn him into a fridge, or we can turn him into a, I don't know, a radiator. Depends. Because we've got tons of options for dealing with him. We're building up burn proc with this one. Then we can use this to also slow him down. Plus we're dealing electrical thanks to our legs. Now he's frozen thanks to blur. Now we also apply bomb. Now we can apply more of this. Now we apply more of this. So as you can see, there's not exactly much poor Novak can do. Plus he's getting slowed down because of the blur spline, so he's pretty much unable to do very much. Here we go. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not really gonna leave the end of the, but then again, maybe actually. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll let it run all the way through, then I'll stop recording here. But I hope you enjoyed this. I won't be saying anything.
Of hope. We may have a whole station of scientists and engineers, but the piano tuner for classical instruments? Impossible to find.
That's a beautiful instrument you've got here.
Right? An authentic, classical, old earth piano. I mean, a replica, of course, but really accurate. Fully analog. No AI or anything. Guys from Mechanical couldn't make head or tail of it. I was ecstatic when you answered the job listing I posted. Even if getting you through all our security so quickly was a nightmare. Hope they didn't give you a hard time with all the checks and verifications.
So, why the urgency? Are you playing it for some occasion?
Oh no, God no. I wouldn't know how to approach this thing. It's for my daughter, Michelle. She loves music. Started playing vintage instruments when she was a baby.
Your daughter? I thought there were no children on this station.
Oh, there aren't any. The rules are quite strict about that. With all the biological research we're doing, this place is not a great fit for kids. She got accepted into Next a year ago, which allowed my wife and me to take this assignment without, well, leaving her all along. And we still get to see her a couple times a year. She arrives for her birthdays 3 days from now. The piano is a gift. Can't believe she's 15 already.
Next. That's an educational program for future genius scientists, right? Run by Kenko? Really hard to get into?
Exactly! We've been so proud and a bit torn. The thought of our daughter becoming a musician instead of simply following our footsteps was refreshing. But she still has time to reconsider. What about you? Ever regretting your choice of career?
What do you mean?
Well, you're a former military, right? And you repair things for a living. And yet, that melody back there was beautiful. There must be a story behind it.
My father was an architect, guided me to arts. I've taken to music rather easily. Mom was a military investigator. Came from a long line of professional soldiers, including my grandfather. He was a war hero, back from the Centauri Wars. I grew up on his tales. In the end, my military blood has won.
Still, do you regret it? The path you took?
Most of the time, I don't. We all make choices, right? And I think I made some difference in the world with mine. But some days... Some days, I wish I had chosen music.
And there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm gonna be stopping the recording here now. Have a great day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever your time zone may be, and I will always be around. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great, fantastic frickin' day.